Fran, and today I am here to do a little bit of a different video for you. As you know, one of my goals for 2017 is to mainly read books that are already on my shelf. I do have a few considered exceptions here and there, but for the most part I'm going to be reading my own collection this year, which means that I've been very sad watching people do their most anticipated releases videos, because although I am joyful that they are going to be able to enjoy them, I am putting some of those on hold for the moment. And so I thought, in light of that I would do a most anticipated video from my own shelf. So the books that I'm about to show you are the books that I am excited to get to from my own personal collection. And out of this whole stack, there's only one reread, so they're all going to be brand new for me. So the first book that I am highly anticipating getting to this year is Voyage of the Basilisk. This is the third Lady Trent memoir novel written by Marie Brennan, and I am extremely excited. The Lady Trent series focuses on Lady Isabella Trent, who now, as a far more mature and respected woman in the world of scientific inquiry, is writing her rather controversial memoirs. By this third instalment, she has more than established her expedition credentials, and she is now off on a sea journey, which is a new one for her. I sense that bad things might happen. The second book that I am highly anticipating is Mage's Blood. This is the first one in the Moontide Quartet by David Hare. I heard about this first on Kitty from Kitty G's channel, I believe, because she is a massive fan of this series, and I have just taken her on her word and bought all 4 books, because I know that as soon as I jump into this series, I'm gonna want the next one right away. I've tried to stay as ignorant as possible about this series, so the only thing that I can tell you is that every 12 years the seas drop, the Leviathan Bridge raises, and east and west continents are finally connected again. But after these 12 years of plotting, an overlord from one side takes his armies over to the other. These are some nice chunky books, and they have seriously enticing covers, so these are high up there on my list. In the same vein, the third book that I am really highly anticipating is another start in the series, and that is The Painted Man by Peter V. Brett. I've had this series for quite a while sitting on my shelf, so it seems only right that this is the year that I finally tuck into them. So this series is about Arlen Bales, who lives on an isolated farmstead. This world is plagued by demons which come when the darkness falls to take random people. They can strike anywhere, and they are completely indiscriminate in their slaughter. Everybody is hiding behind these magical wards until one day Arlen's family homestead is attacked and the magic fails. And Arlen, who like everybody else has always been terrified to go outside, has finally realised that that thing is the thing that's really going to kill him. So he rejects the fear and strikes out on his own. So I've kind of slipped this next series in under the radar. For the most part, all of these books come under the mantle of fantasy, but these are most definitely urban fantasy. So this year I am looking forward to finishing the Mercy Thompson series by Patricia Brigg. You've heard me talk about this series very recently because I included it in my Diversathon TBR. This urban fantasy series follows Mercy Thompson, who is a descendant of the Native Americans in her region, and she is a coyote. She can shapeshift back and forth, and she has some specific magic of her own, although she doesn't really know what that is yet. This is one of the most diverse urban fantasy series that I have ever found out there. There is all representations of sexuality, there is all representations of race, there are really well considered portraits of rape and survivor guilt, considered discussions of consent and what it means to enter into a relationship with somebody. So I am hoping to finish off the series this year, or at least catch up, because a new one comes out every year and we're due another one this year, I think mid 2017. The next series that I am so highly anticipating and cannot wait to dive into this year is the Traitor Son cycle by Miles Cameron. There are 4 books out in this at the moment. I own the first 2, which are The Red Knight and The Fell Sword, and I have heard a lot of people on BookTube chatting about this in different places, but specifically Sam from Sam's Nonsense, and I trust her reviews implicitly. This is a fantasy series which has kind of an Arthurian Knights of the Round Table lore to it. There are a lot of the common tropes that we see in those original legends. So in this first book, the Red Knight and his band of mercenaries undertake a job to protect a local abbey and its abbess from these horrible wyverns. Everything is going absolutely fine until the other shoe drops, and this little band of mercenaries realises that this might be one battle, but it may be one battle in a larger war. 2 more to go, and the second from last series is actually the only reread series in this entire video, and that is the Belgariad series by David Eddings. There is 5 books in the Belgariad, and then there are 5 books in the Malloreon which directly follow it. This is the first book, Pawn of Prophecy. These were the first books that ever got me into fantasy books, ever. I was like 13 or 14 when I picked these up. It was my first taste of wizards and quests, and this is very tropey. This is a farm boy plucked from the middle of nowhere, discovers his destiny, carries on with a band of raggedy tag brothers around the world to regain the throne. And as I mentioned yesterday in my SH Reads Tag video, there is one of my most favouriteest friendships ever in fantasy in this one, between another 2 unlikely characters. So yeah, it is definitely worth looking into these books. And the final book for this list is another one that's kind of stuck in under the radar. This one is actually a steampunk series, and it is The Tales of the Ketty J by Chris Wooding. This is the first book, Retribution Falls, and these have been on my shelf for a good couple of years. They got really popular on BookTube quite a while ago, and a lot of people picked them up, so I bought the series anticipating diving in, but other things got in the way, and then they just kind of sat there until I bought the first audiobook in the series for Helen a couple of Christmases ago, and it has turned into her actual favourite book ever. As I said, this is a steampunk series. The Ketty J is a frigate slash pirate ship slash cargo ship slash anything really that it can be hired for, and it has a very motley crew. It is very much like reading a high fantasy pirate adventure. It reads even better than Scott Lynch's Red Seas Under Red Skies, if you ask my personal opinion, even though I love Scott Lynch in that series. And there is a lot of humour in here. I say that this should be almost at the top of your list too, because it is a hidden gem. I had no idea that something this good was just sitting on my shelves. So this is my highly anticipated fantasy novels stack. I do plan on doing more of these as we get into the end of January, start of February. So if you have a particular genre you would like to see me talk about, please leave it below. And I would like to know what is on your most anticipated stacks from your shelf. What are you planning on reading and not just buying this year? Please let me know. Don't forget to comment, like and subscribe, and hit the little bell if you want to be notified when I post more videos, and I will see you guys later.